want to say welcome, the Nasty Pastor, and I'm back with another extra, extra, extra. And as I promised to you in 2025, I'll be back with a reading in the extra about the ancient gods. You got what I'm saying? The ancient Egyptian Kemet gods, the ancient Kemet Egyptian gods. And it's the same format, it's the same structure. I'm gonna try to keep everything 10 minutes. You got what I'm saying? I don't want to use up all your data, I don't want to take up all your time. But the meaning behind this reading is to let these gods and these goddesses understand what a god is, what a goddess is. And I proofread a little bit of it. I ain't gonna be extra. I proofread a little bit of it. And I like where it's going. I like where it's going. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna dive on in, and like I said, we're on ancient Kemet Egyptian gods. The real title, Ancient Egyptian Gods. But I put Kemet there because I want you to understand I'm a Kemite. I want you to understand this culture was rose in Kemet. In Kemet. That's rose. The Nile River Valley sheltered some of the earliest agriculture settlements dating back about 8,000 years before the present day. At the beginning of recorded human history, Neolithic hunter-gatherers chose the fertile land following the Nile River's path for semi-permanent and then permanent settlements. By the time of the early Bronze Age, those settlements became the towns and cities that united to form the kingdom of ancient Kemet Egypt. Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt shared a lot of cultural touchstones, including similar religious beliefs, practices, and gods. Now remember, I already explained to you that things been translated through many cultures. You get what I'm saying? And we know we're not a religion. We know we are spiritual, right? 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 So how to say this is this right here. Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt share a lot of cultural touchstones, including similar spiritual beliefs, practices, and gods. As a single nation, ancient Kemet Egypt arose on the Nile Delta around 3150 BC and developed a rich and distinct culture that has remained interesting and vigorous to this day. Now, can you not say it's not interesting? Can you not say it's not vigorous? Come on, man. Between 1870 and 1930, the study of ancient Egypt rose to the forefront of cultural archaeology, and has stayed there ever since. The first researchers into the people and places of ancient Egypt had wealth of information to study with the religion, with the spirituality, the gods, and the practices of the region and period. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Wealth of information. Now we know, and we have already touched down on that, when Cleopatra sat on that throne, half of our history was burnt in a fire. You get me? We will never have the full information. We will never have the full knowledge to ever say what we speak to you, what we stand in, what we believe is concrete. We'll never have that. So use your common sense. Please use your common sense. All right. Spirituality, religion played an enormous role in the development of ancient Kemet Egypt. Ancient Kemet Egyptian culture worshipped a myriad of gods arrayed in a pantheon. As polytheisists, the ancient Kemet Egyptians identified different gods with various aspects of human existence, like life and death, childbirth and fertility. There were gods of the forces of nature, as well as more abstract gods for less concrete concepts like wisdom. Peep this out, right? You see this part where it talks about like life and death, and then you go into life and death, and you go into childbirth and fertility. That's the beginning and the end. When you're born, it's a beginning. When you die, it's an end. When you come into fertility, you're beginning your child's life. When you have birth, your child is in a reality. You get me? You get me? Cool. Anywho, a pharaoh or a king functioned as the center of Kemet Egyptian spirituality religion, as both the king of Kemet Egypt and as the connection between the people and their gods. See, they didn't hold that up to the priest. You get it? Come on now. The priest was not the head of what's being taught to our in our kingdom, in our culture, in our dynasty. No, no, no. The Pharaoh. This is what we're doing. Speak this, teach this. Kemet Egyptian culture focused on the pharaoh. Each Egyptian king or pharaoh was declared a god. As part of his rank, pharaohs performed the high and formal religious duties and conducted major religious ceremonies. They practiced rituals that the people believed were utterly essential for the well-being of their society. Pharaonic spirituality, religious practice composed the official, state-sanctioned religion of ancient Egypt. Look, we're gonna sit right there for a minute in this. You got what I'm saying? We're gonna sit right here, and this basically the introduction to this book I'm reading about our culture. And so far you're understanding that if we don't write our history and we let others write and speak and tell our history, then we're not how to put it, engulfed. When I say engulfed, I mean entrapped. I mean we're not in tune with our own history if we're allowing another to speak of our history. If we don't have all the information, how do they have all the information? You get me now? How do they have all the information? Look, anyway, we're going to get this straight about these gods and goddesses. I understand. I hope after this reading, you will understand it. Anyway, you've been with the Nasty Pastor. I'm out. I love you. I'll be back with another extra